Whew, what's going on, guys? Back in the garage gym, and today is my back B, whatever you want to call it. It's my second back workout of the week. My first back workout of the week is lower volume, higher intensity, more, the heavier weight, one or two top sets, move on, maybe throw one drop set in at the end just for a little extra push beyond failure. Today is a high volume. So the weight's not going to be as crazy, but the pump is going to be insane and a little higher volume, more sets. Starting it off with a superset here, which even on my lower volume day, my first back workout of the week, I do a very similar superset to start. I'll still do the pullover. It's just a good way to activate the lats. But on the heavier day, I'll do sitting straight up and down instead of this angle, and I'll do an underhand pull down just to really blow the lats up before I get into the heavy rows and stuff. So since I do the underhand on that day, it's really the only reason I switch it up to a wide grip on this day, just to hit a little bit different parts of the back muscles by using a different grip. So anyways, starting it off, 10 to 12 reps on each. And I'm going to do like freaking 5 sets of this. So I already did one just to start getting warmed up. So like I said, I'm going to do like 5 sets of this with minimal rest. And the back is just going to be freaking pumped and blowing up before I get into the next exercise. Ooh, all right. Like I said, 5 sets, supersets of that done. Now we're going to move on to a single arm lat pull down. And the goal here, the plan here, what we're going to do here is 3 sets of 10 to 12 on each arm. So this one, just to really target those lats. You're going to get that deep, deep stretch. And just drive the elbow down. Ooh, okay, that I probably should have gone a little lighter to start. Didn't think that one through. Pretty sure last week when I did this, I just had a plate and a quarter on each side. And there's 2 plates on each side this time. But I got 10, so I'm not going to back down now. 2 more sets like that. Whew. All right. 3 sets, 10 on each arm. Not gonna lie, the last set, I was about at failure at 8 on each arm. And the last 2 reps on each arm were kind of partial reps. But that's good. By the 3rd round, to be pretty much, really struggling for those last couple reps is what you want. So if you can just blast out 3 sets of 10 and you're never struggling by the end, you didn't work hard enough. All right, drop the cable to the bottom. Now we got 3 sets of 10 on each arm, single arm rows. So now we're gonna hit the lat from a different angle, pulling it in. Still wanna keep that elbow tucked in tight. Really get that lat. Start flaring the elbow up, and I might as well just be doing rear delts or something, or traps. But we keep that elbow nice and tucked in, really targeting the lats. And the next exercise, we're gonna be hitting more of the upper mid back. So I really wanna keep this one on the lat for the most part. Ooh, I might have to drop the weight on this one. Let's find out. Not bad. It'll get hard by the 3rd round for sure. But it felt heavier getting in position than when I actually started rowing. Whew. Whew. All right, moving on to the 1 free weight exercise of the day. Pretty much everything else is all on cables, but this just goes to show you there's a ton of gyms out there that are amazing, that have so much cool equipment, and it's awesome to use. But you can get an amazing workout and amazing results on very minimal equipment. You don't need all the fancy stuff, really. It's awesome to have if it's convenient for you, like at a local gym. Like if I lived in Vegas, of course I'd go to some of those awesome gyms that they have out there. If Tampa's got some awesome gyms, Pure Muscle and Fitness up in Canada, just incredible equipment. But you don't need it. Like you can get great workouts on very minimal stuff and get amazing progress with it. So I do wish I had slightly heavier dumbbells. That's something I got to get. I don't need every dumbbell out there, every small increment that the big gyms have. But if I could have like 15, 20-pound increments up to something a little bigger, all I have is 5s, 10s, and 60s. So a couple more would be nice. It hasn't been necessary really because I can do so much with the cables and the Smith machine. But eventually that'll be a purchase for sure. So we're going to do a chest supported dumbbell row. This is the one that's going to hit a little more of that upper back. You still get some lats in there, get a good stretch in the lats, good contraction, but I'll get a little more mid to upper back thickness in there with these. So you kind of want your chest to hang over the top of it. Let it get a good deep stretch where it rounds out your back. And then just drive those elbows. We'll get 3 sets, like 12 to 15 here, and then move on to one more final exercise. Yeah. All right, final movement of the day. Whew. This high volume stuff gets you, but it's a different type of stimulant than like stimulation to the muscle than the heavy work I do on my other back day. So like I find that I get good results from mixing different types of training. I know some people are all about low volume. Some people are all about high volume. Some people, everyone has their methods. And I find my body responds to having a little mixture of it all. So I have my heavy, low volume days, and I have my higher volume days. And it's a different type of soreness. It's a different type of stimulation to the muscle. So best of both worlds, as long as you're recovering from all the workouts. Like if I were to do this and by the next back workout, I'm still wrecked, obviously I need to scale it back. But as long as I'm recovering fine, then I get a lot out of this. So we're finishing off with a seated cable row. On this machine in particular, I just like to sit on the bench instead of the floor. I don't know. The angle is nice, and I don't have to sit on the floor. The only thing I don't like about this machine is that they put this foot pad so close to the cables that you can't get a full stretch. So I put my 2 dumbbells here and kind of use them as foot pads. So it gives me an extra, foot of stretch. So, let's see how this feels. We'll probably go for 2 or 3 sets of, I don't know, anywhere from 12 to 20, honestly. We'll see how it feels. Oh. Whew. All right. Workout is done. Lots of volume. You can call that 17 sets or you can call it 22 sets, depending on how you count the superset at the beginning, whether it was 5 or 10 in your opinion. So it was 2 exercises, 5 sets total. But anyways, I'm spent. I'm going to finish off the rest of this, which was 10 grams of EAAs, 5 grams creatine, 5 grams glutamine, a packet of Element for the electrolytes, and 25 grams of carbs. So I'm gonna finish swigging this down, then have my protein shake, which will be 50 grams away, and I'll have 25 grams of carbs with that as well, but I'll eat them. Probably have a Rice Krispie treat, something nice and sweet. Then take Broly for a walk, get my steps in. I already did 45 minutes of cardio today, and all my carbs were around training, besides half a cup of oats with breakfast. So every other meal, there was no carbs, just meat and veggies. So I find that, when I'm on lower carbs, putting pretty much all my carbs around training, I can still get a really good training session and then just suffer through the rest of the day and burn fat. But like I said, I'm going to finish this off, have my protein shake, take Broly for a walk, and then I've still got to do my posing practice. So I'll kind of decompress on the walk and then go through the posing. Put on the 2024 Mr. Olympia, run through all the poses. I'm going to be able to hold those poses like a statue. That's the goal. I want to hold those poses like a statue on stage, longer than anyone else can hold them, without breathing heavy, shaking. I just want to up my game, level up every year. So we're locked in. And I'm feeling good, and I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited. I'm glad you're following along. I appreciate all the views, all the likes, all the comments. I read them all, and I really appreciate everybody. And share the videos, like, subscribe, share them. Really try my hardest to build this channel back up after the old channel got deleted. So I appreciate all of your support. I'm gonna shut up and finish my day.